And yeah, I'm excited. I was excited last time because we had so many new people. I thought maybe a couple of other people were going to show up this time. What's your name?
Patrick.
Patrick. Gotcha. Okay, so Patrick, Brad, Ryan. All right. Yeah. So I guess we've only got the same people this time, but now I want to spend more time, actually getting in it, getting everybody up and running, showing you how to go. I know Brad's going to need some hand holding because he's a Windows guy, those darn Windows guys. I did start. Okay, yeah, that's right. I did want to start with if there's any particular questions that you came up with in the intervening couple of weeks since we were last here, that I could potentially iron out. Or do we want to just dive in to getting going?
Yeah.
So you are up and running, and I saw you in the
jacket that's in the way there.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. So I saw that you're up and running, which is awesome. Patrick, now you're spinning up a new.
Yeah, I just got my master ticket, and I've got my server set up, so I just gotta actually install it onto the server.
All right, and that's pretty easy because that's just a wget tar on Unix. So Brad, you're going to be the harder one. All right, so you have VirtualBox installed?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I haven't used VirtualBox in a little bit, but I think what you want to do is you want to create a new VM image. And as I said, I would suggest probably Debian 10. I know that works well and is fairly easy. So if you say, I think it would be file. I wonder, I haven't used this in a while. You probably want to import. Have you guys used this recently? Like, let's go to machine. What does it say?
Oh,
yeah, machine new. Yeah, try that one.
Oh, what I typically do with VirtualBox is download an image.
Oh, down off the internet.
Yeah,
right.
I think some of it's in there. Like it'll pull it from the
server. So
yeah.
So maybe just call it like Urbit 1 or something. That'll be the name of the VM. And then
type there too.
Yeah. Say type Linux. Say version. Pull down version now. See that. Yeah. Say the Debian 64-bit. That's probably good enough. Next. You're gonna have to increase that to 2 gigs, so 2048. Yeah, that's enough. You know what? Make it 4096. Make it 4 gigs for the whole OS because you need 2 gigs just for Urbit. What does that say? Create a virtual hard disk. Yeah, that's you're recommending the hard drive. Yeah, that's fine. Virtual disk box. That sounds fine to me. I just picked the defaults. We can always redo this later. A dynamic is fine. Great. Look at that. Now you want to say start. Yep. How much memory does your laptop have? Do you know?
Not sure. On my head, sure.
Because that's the one thing, that virtual machines, they're not, well, they use less memory than a web browser, but they use a lot of memory. They're fairly intense.
where to check that.
Yeah, it's okay, I guess. I was just curious if it was select startup disk. I guess you hit that little folder thing. I'm surprised it just didn't pick the one you just created, right? Oh wait, optical. Oh, is it looking for the Linux install now?
Oh, okay, yeah. So you might
Yeah,
actually
you got to download an ISO then. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so go to the web, go to debian.org, I guess, probably.
Yeah, you can just download the VirtualBox with it already installed too.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
So I should have to read
Like,
it.
I think-
Well,
I just
they probably
understand.
have ISOs at Debian, right?
Oh, it's too big.
Yeah, there you go. ISO images. Oh, I see what you're saying. You think they're going to take too long to download?
Well, and the hard drive is gonna be big too.
Oh, I see.
So here's a VirtualBox server, 64-bit, 215 megabytes, Debian 10.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
What's the issue with describing a Debian ISO?
He's thinking it'll be much bigger than just
No.
getting the.
It'll be the same size. If you download the image, then you don't still have to go through the installation process. It's already all installed.
Yeah, this is completely turnkey, ready to go. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What's that link? That's
Yeah, search OS boxes, Debian.
yeah. Let's just do 10 Buster. Server images, and then do the 64-bit one. Not that Urbit is 64-bit. Yeah. And then that he can just import that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of so kind of what you did before. That's we'll just throw that away. But now you can just import that. Under file, there was an import appliance menu, and I think that's what you're importing is that appliance.
Okay.
Yeah, there should be an option in the wizard to choose an existing disk. And that's when you just choose that file.
Showing everybody. Got 4 here today. All right. So you're up and you're in chatting?
Yeah, I
Right.
haven't done any chatting except for that one first post.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah.
let's go. I'm gonna
So
flip over.
Install and section instructions says use your key file. What's the key file? Or if you prefer to copy, is that the master ticket? Or?
No. You download when you in Bridge.
Yeah.
Let's go. In, I'll show you in Bridge here.
Oh, download our key file.
Yes, yeah, that's what you want.
Need to figure out what the master ticket is versus the what's a management ticket versus this key file.
You can. It's kind of an interesting architecture where with the Urbit ID, you can separate ownership from management. That's what lets you let other people potentially say, issue planets for you or manage your asset without having to give up ownership of the asset. Now, for mine, I have all mine under the same at the moment. Although actually, I do have a separate spawn proxy for winter patches, which is what lets me send the invites out for. I guess I had to set the spawn proxy for Darlur so that winter patches could send, and then I give invites to winter patches who can then send them to other people. It's a little bit convoluted, but yeah, and it's actually pretty neat. So this is Bridge here for winter patches, and you can see that I made an invite group with 10 invites and sent them out, and they haven't all been accepted yet, which is interesting. I thought I could kill. Oh, maybe it's view, yeah. So here I can see that Dearest Dindeg accepted, Sitdeg Fanner accepted, Niblis Holbit, and Tanwed Ponfet. So, but several of the others they didn't not accept the invites. Yeah. Losers. But so did you get your .key file?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you generally SCP that up to your instance. So do you have a Linux instance going there yet, Bradley?
No.
Oh, hopefully I won't need it.
Just stuck at 0%. Or is it?
Uh-oh.
I wonder if there's like another dialog box open that's waiting for some input somewhere.
Yeah, you might want to cancel out of that previous one that wasn't really working.
Oh, that's promising.
Yeah, something's happening now. Yeah, just click onto it.
It's not my car.
Click on. I don't know. I'll probably just say continue.
Or capture.
Yeah.
All right, booting.
Yes. This sometimes can take a little bit. What is your Ponfet? Tanwed Ponfet?
Yep. Retrieving Galaxy table. Getting sponsor.
It seems like it's kind of stuck.
Yeah, it's just in here.
Running. Yeah, maybe click it again. It's like you don't have the. Maybe make it bigger.
It's not
Although
hiding.
it's still said it's like it
Is there a
doesn't.
command prompt there? Is that hiding?
Yeah, is it so small?
Yeah, that's what.
Is it just at root? Wait, what does it say?
This fatal no bootable medium found.
Oh, no medium. Oh.
So
All
that's,
right.
that's
I would
for-
start back over. Let's start back over.
Did you download the WVDI?
I think so.
All right, powered on. Yeah, start VirtualBox back up again. And this time, say file, import appliance, and then navigate to where you downloaded that other thing.
This right thing. That's what downloaded.
Oh, that's zipped. You're gonna have to unzip that as well. Ooh. You don't have
No.
7-zip.
One.
That's open source, right? 7-zip.
Yeah.
I'd search the web for 7-zip. Yeah. Oh, wow. Do you guys know why they use 7-zip instead of just
No.
unzip? Because it would be boring to just use regular unzip or tar or something.
I think it was a Windows thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think it was just the default for
It's like the unofficial default. For if you didn't pay for a Radnor license.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh, Windows doesn't come with an unzipper by default?
Yeah, it does, but I think it just may have been not on.
It's been so long since I've ever had a Windows computer. I'm a little bit in the dark. I mean, I was using VirtualBox probably 20 years ago. I guess it was probably the last time I was using it.
Yeah, maybe it's just because it's faster for some. Or I guess more compressed maybe for some use cases.
There you go. That's the file that you want to import. That's x.64.1. That's what it unzipped to. Yeah. It's probably, what is it? Oh, it wants an OVF. Okay, maybe it's not important appliance then.
Yeah, I think it's you start a new one, and then you can in the wizard you can select it as a hard disk. You do new from
Okay,
an
so
existing
say
hard
new.
disk.
Got it. Okay.
So you do the new, and so you can change
So this one's
choose the
Urbit
processor
2.
numbers and the memory, and then you attach it to the disk, which has the operating system.
Yeah. 4096. Okay.
Use existing hard disk.
Yeah.
No, you don't want that. That's the one it created before. Go cancel that. I think. Oh wait. Oh. Well, yeah, no. Open the folder and then navigate to your downloads one instead, because this is inside VirtualBox, I think. I'm gonna go like up, I would imagine. This is probably way down. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I'll get back.
Can you maybe or say add,
No.
and then now go to downloads. Oh, shoot, was one of those? What was the? No, I guess it's not a hard disk file. It doesn't look like it's a. Right, what was the extension on that thing? Good. Application.
That's 7-zip.
That's what came out when you. Is that a? It says application. That's interesting.
That's just 7-zip itself.
Yeah, that's why I just downloaded it. Open it.
Where's the?
But so he downloaded that
What was
one,
the first one that I put
.7z,
on
and then it made that one that's -x64.
No,
Right.
I just downloaded this. They call it 7-zip.
Oh, that's
Okay.
7-zip?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you have to unzip that 7Z one using 7-zip. Yeah.
Use the
Extract, probably extract,
here,
yeah.
so.
Takes a while to start up.
Oh, it's still
Still
on.
going.
It's compiling,
Brains
yeah.
and Arvo and Rye compile, knock.
Virtual disk image, that'll be it. So you want to open that thing.
Vein, parse, tumblers. What do any of these things do?
Yeah, well, it's compiling. It's compiling Hoon. It's the actual the core is very small, right? And then it loads everything else. It loads it from your you're probably connected to Darwin right now, right? And it's getting the information.
Oh, so it's actually downloading stuff.
Yes, yeah. Jail, that's the encryption stuff. Those are the veins. Each of those, right? Like AIMS is the networking. Clay is the file system. Air, EYRE, that's the web server. Ford is the build system. So you're getting each of the pieces. And your font definitely leaves some to be desired. I don't know.
That's not.
There's got to be a way to make that bigger.
Yeah. Scaled mode, probably.
And then, oh yeah, look at that. Now you can read that. Now you probably want root, I guess. I don't what they. I guess on OS boxes they maybe tell you what the root password is.
Oh yeah.
So what is a vein? That's just like a kernel module.
It is. That's probably a good analogy. It's like a kernel module.
Username OS boxes and password is osboxes.org. I'm gonna X out those messages. So you can...
Yeah, because you're gonna have a hard time seeing. So OS boxes, and then OS boxes, or you could have logged in as root as well, but that's fine.
It doesn't come with root. I don't.
I see root account password. OS
Oh, maybe that
boxes.org.
is.
It's not typing.
No, it's typing. It's just
okay.
not.
You
It's
should have
just not
sudo.
echoing.
I think you have sudo privileges with the OS boxes.
You're on Unix now, man. That's how it goes. Oh, you got it. All right. So, but you're logged in as OS boxes now, which I don't know. I don't know what. You probably don't.
Yeah, I don't
you
think
probably
you
don't
need
need root
Yeah.
level
I
password.
think OS boxes can sudo.
Okay. Yeah. So now you're in the home directory for that user, right? So in Unix, if you type pwd for the present working directory, it'll show you what directory you're in inside. So now you have your homework cut out when you start learning about Linux and Unix. So do pwd. I just want to show you that so this is the root of the file system, right? Which is in Windows, it's sort of the equivalent of C:, I guess, on a normal Windows box that only has one hard drive, right? And then there's a home directory there, and this is your user's home directory, right? So what we'll want to do like ping space google.com just to make sure we have internet connectivity. Should we need networking? You're connected to the internet on the outside. Your machine is connected to the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to go into VirtualBox settings. and make sure that your network is connected. So,
Network Patient Manager.
no, I mean, normally it would be go here and say settings. And I don't know if you can change this while your machine's on, but there you go. Oh, yeah. Click enable network adapter.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
grayed out.
it is clicked?
Yeah, it's checked. That's grayed
Yeah.
out.
Try setting that to bridged adapter.
Darler not responding. Still try.
Oh,
Alert
no.
Not responding.
It's
Still
not
try.
responding.
Spider got signed for non-existent. Eat the watcher. Sync succeeded on base. Sync succeeded.
It goes
Alright,
like
I
in
got
and
some
out
pretty command
sometimes. Like I get a lot of these
Yeah?
lure not responding and then lure is okay.
Are you Darler?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
As your
so
star.
lure is the galaxy.
Yeah, I'm logging into it right now. Let's see what's in. Yeah, I keep getting that. Lure is not so great, you know.
Is that a Tlon galaxy or someone else?
You know, I don't even know. I don't know who Lure is. I occasionally have, you know, like reached out to the guys at Salon and said, you know, hey, can somebody like kick Lure? And something did happen, you know. But yeah. So I mean, it's at least partially there.
Can you move your star to another galactic overlord?
You can't, I don't think. You can move a planet to a different star, but I don't think a star can move to a different galaxy. Although,
Seems
I don't
like
know.
a
It would seem
problem.
like, how would it be different? But I think there's more hardwired in how, like just the fact that Darlur, you know, is connected to Lure, whereas a planet, you have no idea what, you know, your planet home is by your planet name. I think there's maybe still stuff that doesn't let a star move. But are you still getting that Darler?
Oh no, I'm fine. I got command prompt.
All right. Well, if you
See how it works.
let's see. You used to be able to do this pretty easy to do like a one-on-one chat. But what you might want to do is bring up your web browser yeah, you'll have look up the IP address of your DigitalOcean droplet. I have, you know, because I have a domain, I just set my machine up in DNS as just a subdomain of my
It looks like I
my
can,
personal
I can
domain.
get it.
You can get to it? Yeah. Okay, so now go back to the command line.
Oh.
Yeah, and type it in the dojo, make sure. So if you're normally in chat, so Control X to go into the dojo, and then type code.
Prompt says dojo.
Yes, then you're good. And you won't embarrass yourself by typing plus code in chat. That's one of the newbie errors.
Oh. Not an SSL, so the library can
Yeah,
steal my Urbit passcode.
it's it's not that easy to get SSL up and running. I mean, you can.
I know how to do it.
But no, I mean even within Urbit.
I can't proxy it through Nginx.
I think some people have done it, but the Urbit itself actually has a way to get SSL, and they set up a Let's Encrypt for you and everything, and then your SSL all the way really to the Urbit. But it's changed a couple of times, and I think some of the process is still manual because you kind of have to request it, and you have to wait until they do the let's encrypt stuff. But I know that there are issues. People have had trouble with proxying it through Nginx. So,
One of these.
but I bet you can do it. I just,
probably
you know.
have to use WebSockets for things. You have to know the how to do that. How to what the pass for the WebSockets would be.
Yeah. That is village. Invite only chat. Okay. Oh no, that's what I'll do. I'll invite you.
So I get a blank screen. Is that expected? Except for the date at the top right.
No. Refresh. Try refresh. Sometimes refresh. I had done it. Now you're cooking. Now you're cooking with gas. All right. And I will. What is this? Oh. Oh, maybe because. All right. Let me.
Can you again?
Everybody was the proxy.
All right, members. Here we go. Oh no, modify permissions. Oh, ban. Oh, okay. So Darler Philly Syzygy is fully public, right? So all you have to do is subscribe to Darler's /Philly-Syzygy and know how to spell Syzygy. I should have we'll have a chat where we can chat each other once everybody's in the chat room.
How do you switch between so semicolon what shows you the glyphs for the different chats? How do you switch the one that you're in? Is it
You just do semicolon and then the glyph.
My Dojo seems to be working on something.
Oh, it's serving your web page.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it does.
Yeah.
I just click Dojo.
Right. That's the web dojo. That's actually fairly new. I haven't really been playing around with that.
So how do I get to?
So if you go to chat, This is the sophisticated new way to do this through landscape.
Can you try ping 8.448 with dots between
No.
Yeah. Okay, yes, it is
Or try to go to the other.
Still hanging up, huh? What is this guy saying?
I went into some like long-lived request that it's single threaded, right? Is that?
Kind of. It does have like an event type processing model. Yeah, that's not happy. Dig. The other way you can do it, you can join chats from the command line itself as well.
All right, I'll try that. So how do I join a chat?
Yeah. So all right, now you have to do Control X to switch over to the Chat CLI application.
X.
Control X. That's like toggles through applications. Uh-oh. Did you lose?
Was it in the settings?
Did you lose connections? Is he still? He can't get internet.
Yeah.
Adapter one.
Still doing that.
What does the advanced tab there say if you expand that? Okay, no.
Now the next time, you don't want to start it with your key. You just
Go back to the
start it
bridged adapter.
with just Urbit and then the name of a pure folder.
You try that first. That first one is.
Yeah, I tried all three.
Okay.
Maybe just go back to NAT again.
Yeah, I tried, but still.
Yeah. Might have to see.
So sorry, it started with just Urbit, and then what?
And then the name of the folder, what your peer. I guess it's just Conway and Ponfet. / Urbit, yeah, space. Yeah. Now this won't take nearly as long, obviously.
You can try as well.
Yeah.
If you move your chair over near the Ethernet, see if it's just the line.
These are the new error messages that they've actually just been introducing lately. You start seeing new error messages of things that you haven't seen before, and they're constantly adding new diagnostics and things right in there, and you
I
can
think I
kind of
have an
see as it
There's no Ethernet port
evolves.
on it?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gotta be. I mean, his laptop
Yeah,
has
I was
connection to the
getting on the
Wi-Fi, so
yeah.
so this is just something with the networking that we don't know how VirtualBox. Okay. Oh, the virtual network cable is plugged in. This shouldn't be that hard. I mean, did you tried all these like internal network?
No, I just tried the bridge adapter.
Okay. Now I don't know when they have to reboot. That's the only thing. I don't know how many of these can.
What's going on?
Temporary. It shouldn't be that hard. I mean, it should. Whoops. What's going on here? How do you? I just want to go. I want to get the.
There's a one Stack Overflow with 2 votes. It says you just gotta unselect and select the cable connected. So
Oh, really?
mileage may vary. I don't have a lot of faith that that'll work.
But what do they say? Which one is the proper one?
It says
NAT.
Adapter 1. It doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say which one. I need to select it. It says unselect and select. I don't know if that's.
It's got a Mac address. It's got. Come on. It shouldn't be that
Yeah, this
hard.
one says bridge adapter is not to use.
Oh, does it? That would rung a bell with me from the past as being the right one. I'm gonna just shut this down. Shut down -H now. What? Oh, now I'm pushing enough. Okay. So it's a bridged adapter. That's the right one. bridged adapter. And you don't know which
It wouldn't start on the
Microsoft
second.
Wi-Fi Direct Virtual Adapter number 2. Heck is that?
Okay, I think I'm in chat.
All
That took long
right,
enough to switch.
start that one. All right, so in chat, you're going to say semicolon, join, space, tilde, Darlur, Darlur, / Philly, PHIRY, dash, SYZY, GY. Enter. All right, and now it's joining. Now it'll take a little bit, and now you're in. So I think Brian's in there too. I know I'm in there. I have Brad in there a little bit. There you go. Look at that. We got 2 people now. There's also another chat you can join is Darlur / announce, which is my just general announcements for planets that are connected to the star. Like I would announce on that one if the star was going to go down for a while or something like that. Now the star doesn't. I don't know if we. Darn it. Yeah, you might want to do like a internet search to see why can't my Linux box talk to the node.
So
we may have talked about this last week,
Try it.
but the star doesn't
So
have to be
go to-
up for your planet to be
Okay. Yeah.
operational. But what it does have to be up is for your planet to get these over-the-air updates. One of which just they happen every now and then. But once you've contacted like a planet,
This one matters.
like a good one to join would be if you do join tilde.zod / Urbit - help. That's the big chat right now.
Zod /
Zod, DOPZOD.
Oh, sorry. DOP.
Okay.
Yeah, ZOD.
Desktop adapter.
DOP ZOD
Yeah.
/
Urbit - help.
allow VMs. I think that's what you want. Yeah, right below it. That might be what you want.
Yeah, and you kind of get like this prompt first
cable
before
connection's
it's
on.
fully connected, and
Hit
then it'll
OK.
switch to one of the what they call glyphs, right? So you can see. Do you see the equal there, Darlur? That
Yeah.
equal is the glyph, so that you know what channel you're in the CLI,
Oh,
right? And each one will get a different glyph. We can, if we have time in a little bit, I'll show you how you can change the glyph if you don't like the glyph
Okay.
that it is.
now am I in multiple chats at the same time?
Yes. Yeah, I'm in like 8 chats, and that's one of the hardest things in the CLI when you're chatting in the CLI is remembering which one you're in. You can see which one you're in, like because see where that says chat CLI and then Dopsod.
Yeah.
That's going to change to the glyph once your subscription comes through. Now the reason why this subscription takes a little while because it's downloading. I don't remember how many messages it goes back, but it's going to go back like thousands of messages because that's a very active chat. That's where you want to go if you need help.
Sonolec. Yeah, see this looked like.
Yeah. Under advanced,
Actually, maybe-
promiscuous mode is set to
Yeah, so
allow
Maybe
VMs.
we do need to change the. Maybe we just need to change the network adapter to a different one.
If you open up
Just
open up Advanced, 'cause I wanna see if that-
what does that promiscuous mode thing say. Oh, it does say about.
this is for Linux as the host.
Oh,
and Windows
got
as
it.
the guest, and
That's reverse. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh. Have we tried all of those?
I haven't used it with the. Let me see if that changed.
You haven't tried that one, the top one?
No. But I know the second one, it doesn't launch.
It doesn't do anything? All right, try that one. You're still downloading that chat. Yeah. Ben, when you see that, with the little, I don't know what those are, the less than and greater than, and it says BEHN, that is, you're basically waiting on a timer. So, it's waiting to pull this. What is this? Oh man. That might be that there's bad messages in the chat. Believe it or not, believe it or not, that the messages in chat are typed. They have a type to them, which are, as you get more into the system, that everything has a type, which is registered in the in one of the directories.
Silly Haskell programmers.
They're like marks. Yes.
A bunch
yes.
of JavaScript and HTML programmers had done this. That wouldn't have happened.
Yes.
Oh, strings, integers.
Yes.
Nothing
Exactly.
wrong.
Exactly. Why do we need types at all, right? But if you go, let's see. Oh, shoot. I'm on Darla. All right. All right, let's get out of here. So one thing I do is I run mine within a tmux session, and then that way I just disconnect from the tmux session and it keeps running 24/7. Right. That's probably the easiest way for me that I've found. Some people like Screen better than tmux, but either works. It's basically just finger memory, for me at this point. It's whatever your fingers remember better. Yeah, so the Urbit directory structure is important, I guess you would say, right? Like different things being in different places makes them different things that the system understands, right? So there's a directory called SUR, S-U-R, which has these marks. Or wait, no, that would be MAR, I think. What is SUR? This may have changed. Yeah, so it's MAR. That makes more sense. But the directory MAR has these marks in them, which are all the types in the system. And each type has to be able to convert itself in and out of various formats. right? And that's where you'll see like HTML, JavaScript, JSON, that there's marks for all these kind of things, noun, anything. And this is an interesting thing, and I don't know the state of the art. This would be a great question to ask Ted if he comes next month. But I've seen this before. They can get into an issue if they need to change the mark, because if I now try to because the marks aren't versioned, right? So when you try to read something that was encoded using an earlier version of the mark, it may not be able to be decoded when you go to decode it back. So they may have changed something in the marks that when you go back on a really old chat, there's messages in there that aren't compatible with the current version of the mark when it tries to translate what it is, right? I know there's been issues around that in the past.
Recompiling all apps. Sounds good.
Well, you may have even, I don't know, what's the, the good thing about Urbit compared to the past, usually if these kind of things used to happen, you were dead, right? Like your planet was dead. But what I found now is Urbit is very resilient now, much more than it ever was. You have to do something really bad, like I did, to put your planet into an infinite loop. It can recover from most things. These are interesting. Like, so this is we'll probably talk about Hoon in the upcoming months. But related to that issue of the mark, when you see that nest fail, that's a similar thing, except in Hoon, where you have you've tried to interpret something as the wrong type, right? Like you said that this thing was of this type, but the type system says no, it isn't, right? Like if you had an A and you said treat this as treat this as an integer, the type system would say nest fail, saying, and the way that I remember them explaining it is that it's like that the instance that you have does not nest into the definition of that type, right? Because it is very strictly typed. So if you say, your function returns like, an @p, and then you try to return a value that's larger than @p allows, it's not going to let you do that, and you'll get a nest fail. It's one of the very common things you get when you first start coding in Hoon, because a lot of times at least I found it's very difficult to tell what types these things are going to be. There's, in a lot of cases, there's not a whole lot of documentation. There's, some of it is really just experimenting around to try to find it.
Yeah.
All right, stop working. So how do I see the past messages?
You know what? They haven't come through yet, believe it or not.
Oh my goodness.
They have not all come through yet, because you can tell that because your prompt still says dopsod Urbit help. So they'll start streaming in, but there's still, you probably can, is it gonna let you type right now? Like, can you type right now? No, see.
Oh, yeah,
I guess you can, okay.
it's pretty slow.
Yeah, well, because it's really processing, trying to bring that other stuff down. The other thing you can do is if you go, if you Control X, or oh no, that's right. Go to maybe do this through your web interface. Notebooks tend to be easier to interact with through landscape, right? On the web. So I will invite you to the Philly Syzygy notebook, and we can go through that.
So how to get back to the other chat? Just join again. Join.
No.
Syzygy?
Remember that its glyph was equals,
Uh-huh.
so you do semicolon equals, and then you're back in that chat.
It's working again.
Still not working? Darn it.
Getting the Wi-Fi adapter working in Linux is definitely a rite of passage.
Is it? Lots of Stack Overflow on it.
Yeah, and nothing super useful.
Oh gosh.
Or at least
Oh, I wonder if
they're
there's
all
something do you think there's something he has to do inside the Unix itself?
I don't know. So when I've used VirtualBox in the past, sometimes there's like extra tools that need to be installed with it. You might also be thinking of like VMware. But I know like if you want to
like a
access, the optical
plugin
drive,
or
there's
something.
Test editions or something. Yeah, I used it last week. VirtualBox.
On Windows with a
Ubuntu,
link?
no, it was Ubuntu on Ubuntu. So
Oh.
and it just worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Yeah, all
And
the Stack
it
Overflow.
was desktop with Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's all like with a host Windows or
It could be different with Debian
Yes,
server.
yes.
It might not have like all the
Oh,
drivers or something, or the configuration might not.
try maybe
is this-
Debian Desktop?
Yeah,
Maybe you'll have better luck with Debian Desktop. Okay. All right, go back to your web browser.
Oh wait, we got messages coming through. We got all.
Oh my god! It's the Matrix.
Is the is that like an 80 character column cutoff? Or
You can change that. We can talk about that.
Is that
So
like strictly enforced as well as like a
No.
type? Or?
no. As a matter of fact, that is completely. Oh, here's my driver. Right, smart.
23.
Oh. So
42.
I'm gonna flip this around. So here's some of my personal favorites.
Winter patches is your new.
See, I sent you an invite. To the chat. So once you're in chat, I'll show you some of my favorite chat shortcuts. So all of the chat settings are accessed by :set, right? So the first one I always do, because you're right. I do not like. I don't like. Where am I don't like 80 columns, not wide enough, right? So you do set width, and then n. I usually do 100. 100 is better than 80, right? So that's an invaluable one for me. The other one is I love seeing the timestamps. So set showtime is another key one. Now you see that by default in landscape, but you don't in the CLI. And I actually mostly chat through the CLI. I do notebooks in landscape, and I chat in the CLI. The only time it gets hard to chat in the CLI is, like as you were alluding to, is if now you start getting a lot of chats, sometimes it can be hard to follow one chat or the other. The last one that I do is, once you set showtime, you'll see showtime is GMT, right? So then you say set time zone.
Is there like a manual command or a command to
Minus
show all the
five.
help or the?
I believe there is. I think it is.
4/29/57. Does that mean April 29th?
I don't
1957.
think so. Where do I have that? Oh, here. Yes, if you want to get all the commands, and now this is in the dojo. You do plus help. Now, believe it or not, these all have meanings, right? Like this means this is a generator, which we'll eventually get into when you talk about home. But I don't know if there's something in chat to get all the commands you can do in chat. The way I usually look for those kind of things is I just go to urbit.org and type in the help. There's a pretty good thing that explains about help and how you join circles and all that kind of jazz. I also take copious notes. But these are the three things that I do right away every time when I come up. There is one other thing. If you start to if you know what glyph you want, when you join, you can say, join channel, and then you can give it a glyph as the third argument to if you don't want just a randomly selected glyph. Because I'm kind of extra anal, and after you've been using this for a while, and then you reboot it, like I get used to greater than being Urbit help.
Yeah.
Right. So when I rejoin Urbit help, I want to make sure that it's greater than. Now you can change that because you can change the glyph by you can say unbind. So say it was on hash, you could say unbind hash, and then you could say bind, channel greater than. Or actually, I think it's the opposite. I think it's the glyph first. When you do bind, you have to look. It won't let you do the wrong thing. That's the kind of the neat thing about chat, right? And once again, remember in Urbit, anytime you're on the CLI and you're typing, now it's a little bit because sometimes it's not going to let you type because it's so busy right now. But eventually, there are other times if you know the Urbit's not busy and you're trying to type the letter and it's not taking it, it's very likely it's because it's not a valid command. I get saved a lot of times either in Dojo or chat or vice. Chat's less forgiving because chat lets you type Dojo commands into it. But in Dojo, like if I kind of start chatting, like a lot of times, like the letters won't be typing, and I'm like, what's going on? And then I realize, oh my gosh, I'm in Dojo, and of course it's not letting me type this. This isn't a valid command. So I will eventually get the hang of this video thing. Hopefully they're not grading me on my video presence. Still no go?
No.
How do I? You said you recommended a notebook to subscribe to?
I did. I sent it to you. So if you go in landscape, if you go to publish, the publish tile, there you can see it. Oh, you already subscribed to it.
Oh, yeah,
you must have clicked on it.
There was someone who you mentioned was a prolific notebook artist.
Oh, right. Yes. Do you know what? So for that, you're gonna have to go back into Dojo, because I don't think you can subscribe to notebooks directly from landscape. It doesn't seem to me, at least. But here's what I'll do. I will chat you the command in Dojo to subscribe to the the new era. But the new
My screen is still in matrix mode here.
downloading.
Pauses,
Don't
and then it
Urbit
goes
help.
to matrix mode, then it pauses, then it goes to matrix mode. Yeah, it's downloading gazillion messages. I still haven't figured out what these numbers mean.
Oh, the numbers that happen every 5?
No, the numbers to the right of each message. 035427.
Oh,
I was like, it
that's
looks like a date, but I can't
it's the
figure out-
date. No, it is a date. I think. Yeah. No?
No,
Time.
No, it's the time. It must be just the time.
that would make more sense. Yeah.
All right. So here's the command. I'm sending this to the Philly Syzygy chat. This is the command to subscribe to my notebook, my non-Philly Syzygy notebook. And then here is the command to subscribe to Minder Folden's notebook. I also, these commands are all up on that links and info document that's in the Philly Syzygy notebook on Darler. So run that in Dojo.
So I do publish.
So the other one, and Brian knows this, if you need to know what your glyphs are, you say semicolon what.
Oh, that's what
That's in chat CLI.
Control X, now I'm in Dojo. Publish.
Yeah, colon publish, ampersand publish action.
Is that all one command?
Yes, kind of. And we'll learn more about it when you start learning Hoon, but it's a call to a gate inside a library. Publish is the library, and then publish action is the gate, probably. I don't know. I'm fairly rusty on Hoon. I did Hoon 101, but that was like a year ago. So, but we might trot that back out and go through it.
You can copy paste that into Dojo
Okay.
as well, and you see it going letter by letter.
Yeah. Because remember, like we talked about last time, every letter is actually a commit. You might think of it as it's changing the state of
These are
the
posts,
Urbit
these are
VM.
title and body of your posts.
Yes. Yep. And then you get all that, there's nothing you need to do in order to get the commenting and all that kind of stuff. That just comes with publish.
Okay.
Right? So, and if you wanted to make your own, you just go to home and then say new notebook. And then you add the title, you can invite people, you can create the first note. We'll probably have to talk next month more about the file system, right? The interesting thing you'll notice, if you go to your peer directory, it's completely empty, right? Like there's no files that you can see in there. Now they are all in a hidden directory called .urb. But if you actually want to see the file system, like what I was talking about, where you can see the marks and all that kind of stuff, we can talk about how you do that as well. So yes, if you go Yeah, exactly.
How much-
If you go there,
Okay.
see, it would look empty, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
.herb has now that's everything that's really there, right? But now go up one directory. Just to Duras Dindig.
Yeah.
Okay, now go into Dojo.
I'd like never use this keyboard. There we go.
Oh, that's fine.
Dojo.
Go to Dojo and now say pipe mount space %.
Just like that.
Yep, enter. Now what that's going to do is that's going to mount the clay file system into your Unix file system.
How do I close my Urbit? Found it.
Control D exits. Well, like I said, like if you ls that directory, you won't see anything in it. They're only hidden files.
Okay. So yeah, now there's a home.
And then now there's a home directory, right? So now you can see this
yeah.
is where the things are. And like if you created a notebook, you would now get a web directory once you create a web directory.
Okay.
Now, one thing to remember is it's pretty funny. The Urbit file system used to be synchronized with the Unix file system once you mounted it. But quite frankly, I think that was not the greatest idea, or it probably just made things a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
Right. And let's eventually you shouldn't need the Unix file system anyway, right? Like we don't want it. It's kind of just there because there's some stuff we still need it for,
yeah.
Right? But now they're not synchronized. So one thing you have to remember is if you do make changes on the Unix side, you have to say pipe commit and then %home to commit your home directory file, and then it'll sync them back up, and then. But so there's some operations, and we'll probably get into this around notebooks. Like I just had to do this yesterday and today when I brought Winter Patches up now, the 3rd version after I breached it. I have to restore all my notebooks, and I do that by copying the file, by mounting the file system, copying the old files in, and then committing them, and then mount, and then bringing the subscription back. So there's still things, like because they don't yet have a way that you can kind of back up just in pure Urbit and then come back from a breach, right? Yet you kind of have to be backed up in Unix and then restore. So. Has it completely, have you caught up to today?
So
Control X to get back into the chat.
So I just closed and restarted.
Yeah, so now you
No,
that's the other thing. Remember,
where am I?
you're in chat CLI now in question mark. So do semicolon what?
Semicolon what?
What? Yeah. Enter. So that shows you, so you're in 3 chats, right?
Okay.
Ampersand is Dopsod Urbit help. Equal is announce, and oh my gosh, that a caret upward must just mean your home star, right? That's Darler, right? And question mark is Darler Philly Syzygy, right? And so that this says chat CLI question mark, that means right now you're chatting in Philly Syzygy. Right?
Wow.
So I'm in Philly Syzygy, but mine is %, but so.
Is there a way I can look at like the last 20 messages or something?
Yes, there is, as a matter of fact. Yeah. So one of the things you'll see in chat is there every 5 messages you'll get a number printed out, right? Like on mine is 33,205. was the last number that got printed out. It prints out every 5 numbers. Oh yeah, you can.
So how do I see what
Well,
the last like?
one thing you can do is so if you do just a semicolon, and then hit enter, that'll give you the last message, and it'll actually give you everything about the last message.
Wow.
Right? Like all the details. It'll give you full context, right? Of it's like almost like the metadata that's behind the message. 2 colons will give you the second to last message, right? -2, right?
Mhm.
I think you probably. I don't know if you can do like. Let's just try it like :9.
So when I just hit the semicolon, it gives me the last message in.
But these are the last messages that came to me personally. Like this is from a different channel. This Control X would help. So is there any way I can say like,
it looks
like I could go back to like Philly Sitters anyway? What were we talking about, right? Like what were the last 20 messages to see like the.
Yeah.
Because I just closed my Urbit and then restarted the screen.
Yeah.
And I can't
yeah.
see. Well.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do that. Honestly, I don't know if you see. This is like
So it downloaded
patches welcome.
It downloaded all those messages, and I
Yes.
can't even look at them.
Not really. No. No. Now they are somewhere, right? Because you've got a log, right?
Public computers will shut down. Please register.
But so Urbit has a full log of everything that ever happened,
Okay.
right? Which is currently now being. It used to be saved in a like a custom log that they wrote, that Curtis wrote, I think himself, but they moved it into a like LMDB or something, like a more an off the shelf standard type of logging, and that's all in that .urb directory. So I guarantee you that there is a way to do what you want. I just don't think it's implemented yet, right, in the platform. So yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement. But,
Yeah, I was gonna say, so even when I'm in the Philly Syzygy chat, if I just do the semicolon, it sends me a message from the Dopsod help, and then also joins Dopsod help, goes.
Oh, it switches into it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, okay. Because you're right. Because in the chat CLI, these numbers are absolute, right? Because the thing I was going to tell you is once you see those numbers in the brackets, and one thing to remember is that Urbit, all the numbering in Urbit is like European numbering. There's like, it doesn't use comma as separator, it uses dots as separators. And that's actually so that the numbers are always URL safe, right? So 33.200 is 33,200, right? That's another thing that's a little bit challenging to get used to when you first start doing Hoon, is that's like numbers have dots, not commas. But you can do colon and then a number to get a previous message. So yeah, that's what I guess when I did :9, that was giving you the 9th message your chat ever received. Well, Brad, we're gonna have to figure out.
Yeah, we're trying to home on my desktop because I have an Ethernet or Ethernet.
All right, yeah. And then let me know. Give me
sure.
shoot me an email or and then I'll and then we can I'll set up like screen sharing or something like that.
Okay.
Once you get going. So well, hopefully this was a lot different than last time. Hopefully it was still
That was
valuable.
good. Thank you.
Still valuable. And
Yeah.
you're up and chatting.
Yeah.
You can put, you throw anything out in Urbit help. They're very, very helpful. If you look on the notebook, the Philly Syzygy notebook, the one with the links, I've got a couple other notebooks in there. there's a guy, Palfun Fazlop. On GitHub, his name is Fang, and he's from the Netherlands. He's a super cool, really nice guy who I don't think ever sleeps, and he's almost always he's like one of the very first Urbit developers. Just a super nice guy, and he's always super helpful. And there's lots of super helpful people there who will help you out at any time. And obviously now once you're up in the chat in the I monitor this, so you can chat me. The Telegram, there's a link to the Telegram group. I don't know if I got it back in the links, but I'm going to get that link, that whole page set up. But I know I sent it to the LinkedIn group. So I have a Telegram that I watch as well. If you're confused or you need help or anything like that, just let me know. Like I said, next month I think we're going to have Ted here, I hope, which should be exciting because he can give a good presentation that, with stuff that he knows way more than I do. So thanks, and I appreciate it, and we'll see you next month, hopefully. I got to do a better job of advertising. So if you guys know, tell all your friends. Oh man, I'm almost out of power.